Welcome to the Adrian Area Chamber program, Ask a Member. I'm Ann Hughes, president of the Adrian Area Chamber, and it's my pleasure today to introduce you to CJ Boschka, who has For His Glory Creations by CJ. And CJ is a creator, she's a teacher, you just do so many things. But how did you get your business started, and tell us about the name too?
Okay. Back in 1999, I went to Texas. My dad was ill, and my sister took me to this place that made angel pins. And so to begin with, I started making angel pins and doing little school shows in the area. Mm-hmm. And I kept praying about the name of my business because I always want to give God glory for everything I do. Mm-hmm. And that's what came out, For His Glory. And I told my sister about it, and she goes, "That is so cool," you know. And so that was, I made up my mind, that was the name, For His Glory. And as I started learning new techniques, actually moving to Michigan 7 years ago is when things changed. And I had to become a teacher to myself first. Okay. And so I taught myself all this different stitches. And I do have Native American in me, so that's always been, I've always leaned towards the beading. Mm-hmm. And so I started teaching in Tecumseh at the Bead Box, and she made me her main instructor, and I taught there for about 2.5 years. And then in 2009, I decided that I wanted to have some confidence, and I put a piece out for publication. They accepted it. Actually, it's this piece right here. This is called Eye of the Twister. This is 25 hours of beading, but it also made the cover. Oh, wow. It made the cover of the hardbound year's worth of designs by a lot of different designers, but I was happy to see it on the front.
So that's a real critical thing.
Yes.
For a creator and in a lot of industries, but being a bead designer, to be published. And you haven't just been published once, you've been published how many times?
I'm going on my ninth publication. And this year, instead of focusing on shows and things like that, I want to focus on maybe about 3 or 4 more publications. Right now I have something in the works. I put in my name for a bead challenge, and they accepted me, and they sent me a kit, and there's 5 people that participate. And so
so you create, didn't come with directions.
It doesn't come with directions. Okay. It's all, what I do usually is I just say, okay, God, these are your hands, and just whatever comes out. And this piece that I'm working on has got a lot of color to it. They sent a lot of different kind of components for it, and it's just like all of a sudden I saw what it needs to be, and it's in the works.
And all 5 pieces will be totally different
right.
from each other, won't
right.
they? I know we see that with a quilt challenge.
Right.
You know, everybody starts out with the same fabric, and there's no resemblance.
Right.
So do you design most of your pieces
I do
yourself?
Design all my pieces. I do not like to create the same thing twice.
So have you taken any formal training?
I have not.
You did this yourself?
Well, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah, it is.
It's a natural gift. It just flows. And my jewelry right now is traveling around the country.
You're here and it's going around the country?
Right. It went to Texas, and my sister has sold many pieces to church friends and different people that she's acquainted with. She owns her own business as well, so she knows a lot of people in the community. And she started wearing her stuff, and they'd go, "Where did you get that?" She'd say, "My sister made it." So finally, she said, "You have to send them some things." Then I sent some things to my friend in Florida. Another friend that I haven't seen since junior high school has my jewelry in Coral Gables, Florida, and is selling it. And it is just amazing to me that, you know, the way things work.
Now, when you are published, do you contact the publisher, or do they contact you?
I give a digital sample, send them a picture, explain what's used in it, explain what stitches I've put in it, and then if they'll contact me back and say, you know, our editors will be looking at this, and we'll get back with you. So it could be a process of maybe a year sometimes. They come back, they say, oh yes, we want your piece, and then I have to write the full instructions. And actually I could show a sample of one of my other pieces that were published, and I have it here with me. This is Mirror Mirror. And so this is my, what I did was, this is my design. They remake it to make sure that the instructions are correct. And then they give the full instructions on how to make it.
So when you start to design something, I mean, where do you start?
I make a palette.
How did you make that necklace that you're wearing?
I laid out a palette of pearls, like this colors. I kind of lay it out kind of almost like a canvas of beads. And then I just start working. And I knew for this one, this was in the Adrian gallery across the street.
Okay.
And I did a gallery show last year.
Right.
And this is called Roman Goddess. And it was for the Enchanted Garden show. So all of my students, I teach, and so all of my students made a floral design for the Enchanted Garden that was playing at the Croswell, because the Croswell sometimes works with the gallery to do connected shows.
Right.
And I had a lot of people looking at this piece. But sometimes, you know, you have your pieces that you don't want to get rid of.
You can't sell, yes.
Yes, that you're so, like, no, that's not going to anybody else.
So what else did you bring with you? I was looking at the turquoise.
Oh.
You know that I like the turquoise.
Oh, up here.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a glass bead, and I encased it so that it fits on, you know, so it won't come out with beads. And so, yes,
You're just a walking catalog this morning.
I made my jacket. This was supposed to be in the gallery, and I didn't finish it.
It's beautiful.
So.
Okay, what else do we have?
I do some, like in my classes, I like to teach some wire. So this is like made with crochet wire and beads and, you know, some leather. And then this was a cabochon that I beaded around and placed on there.
Where do you get all your supplies?
I finally, because of, you know, being an artist, I have a wholesaler that I buy through. And it's not someone you can just, anybody could buy through.
Okay.
You know. But this one's embroidered and has, actually this was a design that also came into this design.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
this one.
That looks like needlepoint.
It almost does. This one's called Last Kisses of Summer, and I was so excited. I made the cover.
Oh my gosh.
I made the cover.
That's just got to be terribly exciting
So
to see
it
your
was-
creation on the cover of a magazine.
Well, they didn't tell me, and they surprised me when I got it. I just burst into tears. I was like, oh my goodness. And my husband was like, well, honey, you know.
So are you teaching now?
I am teaching.
Where
I
at?
teach at Hobby Lobby in Adrian.
Okay.
I teach from 11 to 3 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm trying to put together a Saturday class from 11 to 3, but that's by appointment because I need to build that.
Okay. What are the costs?
It's $20, and your supplies are not included. That's because with my classes, I don't limit anyone, and I don't make them learn what I say they have to learn.
They're all not sitting there doing the same things for 5 hours and take their lookalike pieces and go home.
Right.
Okay.
If you want to do polymer clay, we've been doing polymer clay. If you want to do, and I don't have anything polymer with me, but if you want to do, you know, embroidery, we have the embroidery. If you want to do wire and beading, you know, this is very freeform stuff.
So their own creativity can come out. They don't have to.
I don't want you to be me.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to be me. I want them to be their own creator, you know, that they can draw out of them what's inside. Because I believe that that's what happened to me. It just, things started coming out that I didn't realize the creativity I have inside of me.
Now, where do you sell your pieces locally?
I don't really, I do Artalicious. And
You've done All About Women before.
I've done All About Women. Actually, at those were wonderful because I did the free make and takes, and I met lots of nice women, you know, coming through there. I didn't do Chocopalooza this year. I'm focusing, my focuses are changing this year. I have a big family. I have 4 boys still at home. So I have a 12-year-old, I have a 14-year-old in sports. You know, I have an 18-year-old getting ready to graduate. Right. So I'm busy. I have an 86-year-old mother living with me. So I'm a busy person.
Yeah. So what's one thing that you'd want to leave our viewers with, you know, if they wanted to get into jewelry and
well, I would love for them to come to Hobby Lobby. And, you know, I always tell people, come by and see what we're making.
And again, what day?
It's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then by appointment on Saturdays, 11 to 3.
11 to 3, okay. So you just stop in the classroom and see what you're doing.
Right.
And see if
I tell them, come by,
bug gets them.
Look. Yes, because I have some wonderful students. I have 2 male students that have come every week. They're wonderful.
That's
and
great.
They're great. They're very creative.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. If they want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
They would call me. I'm going to give my home number because my cell phone doesn't like to work. So it's 517-263-0933.
Okay. And they can always find you through the chamber as well?
Yes, they can find me through the chamber.
Yeah.
And
CJ,
yes,
thank you very much
for having me. I really
Congratulations on your success.
And I have a gift for you.
Oh.
I brought something for you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I know you like pink and green.
Awesome. Well, we'll make that our final shot here. It's gorgeous. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
lovely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.